Fighter Fish Wrestling. And that's Saturday night to be with. That's me. I'm Jasmin Blue Set. And we're back, man. Yeah, number 3. Hey, Phil, we done did it, man. We number 3. Just came back from Japan. You know, we had a little wrestling thing over there. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. But you can only check it out right here on our YouTube. Had some new champions. My man Frederick Range coming out on top in that 4-way open challenge. Jasmin Blue making her presence felt with the attack on Oscar, forcing a title match with Dakota Kai. And spoiler alert, we got a new champion in Jasmin Blue. And also, we told y'all, man. We told you, Midnight Hayes got her hands on Roxanne Perez. She was coming out the champ. She was the champion on night 2. The baddies beat Katana Chance and Kaden Carter for the titles. And your boy Moose returned with a big match against Gunther, where he laid the smackdown on him for the world title. And again, spoiler alert, your boy Moose is still FFW World Champ. That was a real good one, Phil. That was a good one, Phil. I like that one. Your boy Moose with the return. And then we had the returning legends, LOD and the Bullet Club back to Japan. Crowd was going crazy. And LOD take still your champs. But the thing that we coming out of Japan with is there it is. Okada is here with the young boys. A lot of things transpired. But we're going to catch up with that a little later. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Fighter Fish Wrestling Saturday Night Fight Reviews. And we had some fights on Saturday night. And we're going to kick it off right now with Roxanne Perez with the 4-way open challenge. And you know, that's how we like to do it over here in Fighter Fish Wrestling. We always have these 4-way open challenges. We got Miko Monster, who had an excellent match last time with Midnight Hayes. Came up just a little bit short. But we know what kind of competitor she is. And Indy making her debut here on Saturday night fights in this 4-way open challenge. And she was the first one to, you know, answer the challenge. And then the newly crowned tag team champion, 1/2 of the baddies, well, 1/3 of the baddies and half of the champions, Miss Bianca Belair, said she wanted to get into it too. And I mean, that's a pretty star-studded open 4-way challenge, and that's a good way to kick off these Friday night fights. I mean, these Saturday night fights, man. Phil, I'm over here, probably still a little jet lag from those days in Japan, man. But like I said, we got right back to it. And Miko Monster right there with the big Death Valley driver trying to end it quick. But you know, man, Bianca ain't gonna let that happen, man. And with a big win that the baddies had, man, they had a crazy good match with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter for those titles. And they just came out on top. And it was one of those type of matches that on paper you might have been like, it was gonna be mid, but it really lived up to everything that we thought and more. Great performances by everybody. Jade out there looking like a complete unit of a one-man boss out there. And Bianca Belair doing what she does and just, laying the smack down and getting a 1, 2, 3 for the baddies and bringing home the championship. It was a good match. Very proud of them. Very proud of what we put on over there in Japan, man. It was an excellent show. But look at Andy though with the big boot, man. Just hope you've been catching these highlights. I know you're listening to me talk right now about how good the baddies were, but this match in itself was a great match, man. You got Indy in there. Miko coming with the daggone cold red right there. And almost over. It was almost over. And Indy had to roll out to get out the way. And it was just going crazy. We know how sometimes these 4-way open challenges just dissolve into chaos. And that's why we love them. That's why they are a part of almost every week. And right now, the stipulations with this open 4-way challenge is just like with any other open 4-way challenge. You get the main event, you get a title shot, you get whatever you want as the winner of the open 4-way challenge. And it doesn't have to, necessarily have any rhyme or reason to anybody else but you. And that's the beauty of the 4-way open challenge. And Indy with a display of power. And we're looking forward to seeing what Indy can do over here, man. Indie wrestling. That's what we call over here. We kept that moniker for Double Team with Roxanne Perez, Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair hit her with a dick. Miko Monster come in with the suplex. Oh, taking them straight to Suplex City. And there it is, Miko Monster with the big win in the Open 4-Way Challenge. I don't know what she's gonna do with this, but I'm pretty sure Midnight Hayes and even Jasmin Blue, she has history with both, will be in the sight. This fight is Fish Wrestling. We'll be right back, man. And we back, man. We kicking it back off with some breaking news. A little post from the Uncanny Bride Pillman talking to Jay White. Like, look, it's not personal, just business. Eddie and I beat LOD 1, 2, 3. And they should have got that title shot. And listen, man, I ain't hating on them, man. They should have got that title shot. But Saturday night, Jay White had a match against Giovanni Javinci. And he was not feeling it. He had just got back from Japan, that stuff with Okada. And right there behind him was the young man. Not the young boys no more. The grown men that they are now. That's Brian Pillman and Eddie Thorpe. And he had to throw Jay White back in there, but Jay White was game and was ready to put the boots to Giovanni Javinci. And spoiler alert, Jay White won. 1, 2, 3. But the thing about it is that we're not worried about whether or not Jay White is a great wrestler. We all know that. But if you don't know that, you can find out right here at Fighter Fish Wrestling. But you got to hit that subscribe button. You can only find out how good Jay White is as a wrestler right here, Phil. There's only one way they can find out, right? There's only one way. So you got to hit that button. You know what to do. You done been on YouTube before, man. Don't act like I don't know what to push to get all the latest news and videos right here from Fighter Fish Wrestling. So hit that subscribe button, man. But again, Jay White is such a great wrestler. We all know that, man. And he came in here and proved that once more against Giovanni Javinci. But hey, Javinci put up a good fight, man. This was a really good match, man. 5-star caliber type match. Giovanni Javinci representing Imperium didn't come in here and hold any punches away from Jay White. You see him right there going for the 1, 2, 3. Jay White was out at 2. And here comes Jay White again, hitting him with the trailing power driver bomb. And Giovanni Javinci just kicking that right there. And Jay White laying in the heavy punches. But we wondering now, what is Jay White gonna do with this revelation of Okada, the Rainmaker, showing up here at Fighter Fish Wrestling with the young boys? There's a lot of things that got to be answered. We got to see where Juice falls in. We haven't heard from Juice since all of this happened in Japan, So we don't know where Juice falls with this. We don't know where the young boys stand. We don't know where Okada falls into the mix, man. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that hopefully when we get to Force in New York, that's right, that's the next event. It's called Force, and it is in New York. When we get to Force in New York, man, we're going to find out what all these wrestlers are all about, man. And we hopefully can get all that stuff sorted out sometime before that. And it's really crazy, man. Look up gold, which we thought at one point. And hold on, here goes White coming off the top with the big splash, pulling out all the stops. Get Giovanni Javinci, man. I'm telling you, I think he really had something to prove after Brian Pillman come out there and try to push him back in the ring like he wasn't up for the challenge. Jay White got an ego bigger than the whole earth. So he probably wanted to show and prove that, hey, even though they caught the L to the LOD, I'm still top guy in the Bullet Club. But like I said, man, it is this dissension and maybe even the dissolvement of Bullet Club Globe is really crazy. But here comes Giovanni Javinci flying, doing a little flying himself, coming off the top rope with the springboard crossbody against Jay White. I'm telling you, man, this match was it was up for debate for the match of the week. It really was. It really was. I mean, Phil, how many votes was it? Like 2 to 3, something like that. We're a small group around here, you know. But we thought some other matches deserve match of the week. But this match was really good, man. Jay White out there with the big neck breaker. And, you know, we could start seeing the writing on the wall right around this time. Jay White really just stepping up the game. And Giovanni Da Vinci, even though he's been in there with Imperium, with the likes of Gunther and Luke, Big Kaiser, Jay White just sometimes he's just on another level, man, with the big splash out the top, going for the 1, 2, 3. And it was a kick out at 2, man. Like I said, man, it was a good scrap, a good 5-star scrap right here. And, you know, I understand that Imperium is trying to make a name for themselves, man. And this match right here, gonna have people talking. It's gonna have people talking about Giovanni Da Vinci. But, again, he's in there with the best wrestler in the world, and there it is. The knife's edge. And there it is. Yeah. I didn't know what you expect. What's that? We knew it was over. And that was a good match. Jay White still is the man. But we got some people looking at you, Jay White. So you better keep your head on the swivel. This is Fighter Fist Wrestling, man. We'll be right back. Hit that subscribe button, man. Yeah, go ahead. And we back, man. Got Calvin Mack, one half of the lab. You know what I'm saying? Coming out here getting some single action. And if you don't know who the lab is, man, that means you ain't hit that subscribe button. And he going up against one of the other formerly young boys and the grown men. Like I said, we just had words from Brian Pillman talking about how he and this guy right here, Eddie Thorpe, went in and won against the LOD. And they should have got that title shot. But Calvin Mack been upset, having some beef with the Creed brothers. Him and his brother also having beef with the Creed brothers. And the beef is substantial beef. And he's out here, I'm pretty sure he got his head on the swivel right now. But he went out here and gave Eddie Thorpe everything that he possibly can handle. But you can only find out about that right here on Fighter Fist Wrestling. And the only way you can find out about Fighter Fist Wrestling is if you hit that subscribe button. Phil, now, I done said this multiple times through this broadcast, through this recording right here. You know what I mean? And if they don't hit that subscribe button, Phil, at this point, it is truly on them. And you'll get a little notification, man, so you won't miss anything right here from Fighter Fist Wrestling. And Calvin Mack with the German suplex. But Eddie Thorpe, again, unhinged Eddie Thorpe. Let's not discount that little part of his attitude, that attribute that he carries very, very, very deeply in all his actions. And, you know, I said, like, he moves regular, but he doesn't talk to a lot of people, so that makes him kind of mysterious. We don't know what kind of, you know, what's on his mind, what he's thinking, and that makes him very, very, very dangerous. But Calvin Mack was up for the danger, coming off the top with a coup de grace, homage to the demon himself, Finn Balor. And Eddie Thorpe was back up on his feet after a couple of minutes. That blow took him out. That blow knocked all the wind out of him. You know, we gotta be shorten these things up and have to clip it out for you to give you the best highlights. But Eddie was down for a minute, man. Like I said, Calvin Mack has this about him right now because of the Creed brothers. And he wants to smoke, but the Creed brothers keep dodging him. And he don't understand why they ain't trying to dodge it, because he know whoever wins between the Creed brothers at this point now, because the dissension of Bullet Club Gold, they would be in the #1 slot to go up against LOD for those titles. But the Creed brothers don't want to agree to no match, no type of stipulation. So, here we are. But he had this great match last Saturday with Eddie Thorpe. I mean, it was a really high-paced match. Eddie Thorpe right there with the spine buster. Thought it was over. But Calvin Mack was out at 1. And look at this, man. Like I'm saying, Calvin Mack was all over him, bro. Everywhere Eddie went, Calvin was ready, game for this match. Came off with the big senton off the top. Went for the cover. And Eddie got out at 2, man. Like I said, this was a really back and forth match. Both guys just sitting there exhausted. And then the big running knee to the face. Eddie Thorpe was down and out. Calvin Mack goes for the pin. And right there, Eddie Thorpe still got his shoulder up. And that's what I'm saying, man. Eddie Thorpe has been rapping for the past week straight, coming straight from Japan. Right there. And also, he was on the stage with Okada, so I don't know what his role is in this whole ordeal with bringing Okada here to Fight the Fist Wrestling. Maybe at some point we'll get some more answers as this story develops. And we got a lot of things from Brian Pillman in that segment before this, talking about they got somebody who they think could get him to where Juice and Jay White never wanted them to be. And maybe that is that final piece of the puzzle for these young guys. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But Calvin Mack right here, going for the pin, and that was it. But like I said, man, the beef with the Creed brothers is very high paced. And Julius Creed made his presence felt, letting them know that the beef is real. With the Kendos laying in on Calvin Mack, talking his smack. Man, it's Fight the Fist Wrestling, man. We'll be right back. Thank you, Trish. Zoe Starks coming out to the ring for some single action. Came out with the whole squad. Trish Stratus back from nose surgery. Going up against the newly crowned women's champion. Yeah, she's a fighting champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jasmin Blue. And you would know about Jasmin Blue if you had hit that subscribe button, because we got some of her matches up on that Fight the Fist Wrestling YouTube. But you can only get that if you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And she wanted to get some reps in here with Zoe Starks. Zoe Starks trying to get her off the gate, but the champ was ready. And let me tell you, man, Jasmin Blue is a premier athlete. Has won championships in every place that you could think imaginable. She's won it at the big place up north. She's won it at Reality of Wrestling. She won it at LA Wrestling. She won it at Stardom. She won it on the Strong Style over here in the US for New Japan. She went down to Mexico and won it in AAA. She is a premier athlete. She is a premier champion. And ladies and gentlemen, we have her right here in Fight the Fist Wrestling. Always been a big fan of what we're doing. Always been someone that want to come and support her. Shouts out to the new champ, Jasmin Blue. And listen, man, we were firm and are still firm supporters of Dakota Kai. But, I mean, hey, when Jasmin Blue is in the building, you got to have your game on 100. And that night, in Japan, Dakota Kai did not have her game on 100. But Zoe Starks came out here with her game on 100. But spoiler alert, it didn't match up. And then again, Zoe Starks. I mean, Zoe Starks, you know, she was really game with this. She hung in there. gave a really good match to Jasmin Blue. I have to give Zoe Starks her props. You know, hanging out with Thank You Trish, having a group to hang behind sometimes, you know, kind of overshadows how good of a in-ring athlete this person is. And I understand a lot of these clips are of Jasmin Blue, you know, laying in, you know, putting in the work. But again, like I said, we gotta clip it up. We gotta make it short, get the best things. But the in-between times, Zoe Starks is really giving Jasmin Blue fits. And you can see, like, every time Jasmin Blue, you see the frustration on her face. She thinking this thing was supposed to be over minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? She like, why am I even in here going 2-3 minutes with Zoe? And like, it just kept going. The time just kept going. And Zoe just kept kicking out. And Jasmin just kept getting more and more frustrated. And in some instances, man, frustration can lead to people making mistakes, man. It just pisses her off. And then, as you can see, like, and look, Zoe right there with the DDT, you know, having some offense, breaking through the offense that Jasmin has been laying in. Even had her up, got her up with the big rolling dot, Samoa dot driver. Phil, what's that called? Oh, but she came off the top with the frog splash. I don't know. Phil, you remember what that's called? We don't know what that's called no more, man. We out the game. We out the loop. But I know what that's called. That's called the Fisherman Suplex. And Jasmin Blue with a little hanger on the right there on Zoe Starks. And look, ready setting her up. Oh! Super kick party straight to Suplex City. But the rope broke, had a rope break for Zoe. And then, oh! Just for good measure. And this time, boom! Right there in the middle of the ring. Super kick party, Suplex City. And here we go. But Zoe still resilient, doing the smart thing by rolling out. And they just kicked Jasmin off. Jasmin couldn't believe it after the super kick party all the way to Suplex City. Zoe got out of it twice, but here it is. Oh! Big face buster. And now got it in the Boston crab and just wrenching on it. Zoe is out there. She is tapping right now outside the ring. And Jasmin know that's not gonna get the win. She just wanted to inflict some pain and rolls it back in. And ladies and gentlemen, that was it. 1, 2, and 3. The winner, Jasmin Blue. And like I said, man, Zoe came in, was giving Jasmin all types of fits, man. But hey, she's a beast. This is Fighters Fish Wrestling, man. Phil, tell him to hit that subscribe button, man. Put it up on the screen. All right, man, hit that. All right, man, we'll be right back. This is Fighters Fish Wrestling.
Naturally.
Then, and it was your world champion, Boost. Yo, man, Boost my man, bro. And you don't know, man, Boost my man. And I'm glad that he's finally getting his roses right here at Fighter Fish Wrestling. It took some time for him to get here. But once we was able to get him here, he came in here and not to take praise from our tribal chief, because he is still our tribal chief. One's in the sky. But he came in and wrecked everybody. And now he is the world champ. But he had some game competition. And one half of the still reigning tag team champions, LOT. This was Hulk making his way down to the ring. The champ put out a challenge. And another champion accepted. And listen, these two men wanted to fight. These two men wanted to scrap. These two men wanted to throw hands, lay in every hard move that they possibly could land, and that's exactly what they did right here in the main event. And you won't be able to see that main event unless you hit that what? Pop quiz. Unless you hit that what? So go ahead and do it, man. Come on, man. You looking at the best wrestling right here on the internet. This is Fighter Fish Wrestling. I am Desmond the Great One. I got my man Phil over there making sure everything runs smooth. And right here in the ring, we got our roster, our guys. That is Hulk of the LOD, part of the reigning tag team champions, and our world champion, Moose. The Hulk, man, like I said, he wanted to get his hands dirty. He was looking for a fight. Animal recovering from a few injuries sustained in that match against the Bullet Club Gold. So Hulk was like, hey man, I'm going to go for it. And he put out a challenge to the champ. And our champ being the fighting champ that he is, he accepted. And there's no titles on the line tonight, nothing like that. But it just, he knew that the champ was going to give him the fight that he wanted to have. But again, he may also have some eyes looking at him from behind the curtains tonight, because although the dissension of the Bullet Club Gold is happening, the Young Boys still have a valid point that they should be the next ones up. I mean, the Creed brothers are there. The Lab is there. And let's not forget about the Wolves. They're there. So, you know, we haven't seen the Wolves in a couple of weeks. Guys Cross licking his wounds from the beatdown almost gave him in Japan. But they're lurking. So, you know, we don't know who should be next up, but the young boys, they got a valid point. They did beat the champs. 1, 2, 3 right there. It was a great match. And then you can only see that match. It's on episode number 2? Yeah, Phil, number 2, right? Yeah, episode number 2 of Saturday Night Fights. But you can only watch that if you subscribe to this channel, man. Hit that subscription button. Hit that notification so you know when new stuff drops, so you won't miss anything. And again, man, Animal. I mean, Hulk, my bad. Coming off the top with the splash and missing it. But we're still there, ready for some offense, taking Moose over his head. And Champ looking like he a cruiserweight, drop kick, picking him up. Oh, damn, powered by all this power we got in Moose. And let me tell you about Moose, man. He went to Japan, returned to Japan, man, and put in a clinic. Well, I won't say put in the clinic, but this is what we call a masterpiece of a wrestling match with her and Gunther. 5-star match, hands down. Jeff Waller from WrestleMeans gave it 5.5 stars. Said it was one of the best heavyweight matches he's seen in a very long time. Shout out. The Club UK for loaning us Gunther. You know, like our champion do, he said coming back, he wanted to have a big time match, and Gunther accepted it. And man, what a match it was. But right here, Hawk going for the cover, had the champ on the ropes, but a little resilience helped him kick out. Hawk goes to the top and finally hits the splash after missing it a couple of times. And the champ is out at 1. Yeah, you believe it. The champ was out at 1 after the big splash. Then the sidewalk slam. Hawk goes back for the cover. And again, the champ is out at 1. And wisely rolls out. But But this is what I'm saying about LOT. Look at that. Look at that. With the die, this is 2023 wrestling. So it is sponsored by the die. We'd like to take a moment out to thank all the people who are doing dives in the year 2023, because this is the year of the dives, who also sponsors this Fighting Fish Wrestling Saturday Night Fights. But the champ went for the clothesline to the sitting bomb, or the choke slam sitting bomb off the top. But Hulk kicked out, but we knew what was coming. We knew what was coming. He had him lined up. Ooh, right there, the best spirit in the game. It is over. 1, 2, 3. The champ is still the champ. And that has been Fighter Fish Wrestling. But right there he is. That's who the champ is. Next opponent is going to be. He did a fatal 4-way open challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the now. That is Austin Theory. And this has been Fighter Fish Wrestling. Phil, we'll see you next week. But I'm feeling this, because this the now. Yeah, come on forward, baby. We'll see y'all next week, man. Fighter Fish Wrestling. Austin Theory, baby. Your fellow